All right, folks, welcome back to the stream. We are getting started here. Dan Louie versus Leo Ott. I am Zach Ross, and in the booth with me for this match is Ed Caufield. Welcome, Ed.
Thank you. Glad to be here. Going to be a good match here. Great shooters. Dan is obviously the only world champion from Washington. I'm looking to see some exciting pool.
Yeah, question in the chat, is Dan Louie a Hall of Fame member? He is a WBCA Hall of Fame member. He was inducted in 2020. And as Ed mentioned, he is a 9-ball world champion. 1976, he defeated Mike Siegel.
And that's crazy because if anybody who follows pool, Mike Siegel, when he got to the finals, won like 96% of the time that he got into the finals, he won. And that's just astronomical for a pool player.
I think Mike Siegel also famously had the Color of Money match against Efren, right?
Yes. I believe that was for $200,000. And then Efren played Rodney about 8 months later for $500,000 and beat Rodney Morris, who I actually met down in California about a month ago, and he was here in Washington a couple of weeks ago at Jeff Jerome's place doing lessons and meet and greets and whatnot. I got to play him. Super good guy. All right, Dan Louie won the lag. He's going to open up with the break.
It's the first time that we've seen someone break deeper into the box, but seems to have worked out for Dan as he gets pretty good position on the one.
Yeah, you're usually seeing people break right at the edge of the box as far as for the break line. Left and right, inside the box, it kind of varies for everybody.
Have you found a preferred spot yet?
I have. I break on the left side as far as I can over, and I hit it with a lot of low and try to clip just enough of the one ball to slide it into the side pocket. Ooh, he got a hold of that one. He was trying to create an angle that wasn't there.
Yeah, it looks like he double hit that as well, so that'll be a foul. Chalkbox production sounds like Ed Caufield on the mic. Yes, Ed is in the booth with us this match.
Was that Patrick Nix with Chalkbox? Somebody in the WNT chat says, where does Mike Siegel play now? And somebody responded, retirement home. I think he still is playing, but not as much as he used to. He has been doing some color commentary, which he's good at since he was Mike the Mouth.
So I think Leo plays forward on this, going 2 rails to get back above the 6.
I think so too. I mean, you could try to draw out of this, but there's always the risk from this angle of the cue ball going to the side pocket.
Yeah, I got a little bit too much hold of that one.
Yeah, got a little squirrely. Got a little fortunate on the save. Dan's going to try to kick behind the 8 ball and hopefully stick it right in that area and send the 4 ball 2 rails out. I don't think Dan's wearing his glasses. I don't think I've ever seen Dan Louie shoot without glasses. Oh, he's trying to get him behind the 6 ball there. He didn't sell anything out. Thanks, Patrick. Yeah, I shot pretty well in Vegas. Took 2nd place, so I was happy about that. Think Leo's going to duck here?
No, it looked like he was actually going for the bank, which is a little surprising. He did have some pretty decent room behind that 6, but maybe the angle, he wasn't feeling it.
This is a makeable shot. Shape on the 6 can be tough just because that side pocket looms large if you hit this one wrong.
I think a little bit of a stun draw off the rail closest to the 5 here.
You hit that good. This, he's just going to float forward off of the short rail, come 3 or 4 feet forward. Figure if he gets right on the 7, it's connect the dots and he's out. Wasted no time, got right down on that 7. He's going to put a little bit of right on this, just punch off the rail and come out and have an easy shot on the 9.
Definitely don't want to risk too much draw with that side pocket looming. So,
and if you hit it too stiff, you wind up.
Oh, actually, he got pretty good grip on that one.
Did really well on that. Perfect. I think Dan is the favorite in this match, but with 9-ball, you just never can tell what's going to happen. One nothing lead to Dan Louie. This is a winner break format, so Dan will be breaking again.
And for those of you just joining us, this is a race to 9 on the A side. B side matches will be a race to 7. Once we get down to the final 16, we will redraw the bracket, and it will become a single elimination tournament with races to 11, followed up by a final of a race to 13.
I can tell you from experience that race to 13, that can take a while.
Especially if you're climbing from behind, just digging further and further. When can I get my break? When can I make my opponent feel the pressure?
Really surprised Dan is breaking from here. But if he's comfortable with it and it works for him, I guess that's what he's going to see.
Yeah, maybe that he likes to have his bridge hand on the rail. Maybe that's a bit more comfortable. Seems to lose the cue ball a bit more with that particular break, but also not really giving up much here.
Yeah, and in this break in general, it's hard to keep the cue ball controlled real well. Even some of the best I see struggle just because of the cut that you're using to get it to move.
So I think the goal is basically to just have the cue ball go sort of left to right across the near the dot, right, or near the spot.
Yeah, if you hit this one correctly, you should go between the 2nd and 3rd diamond on the long rail and come out towards the center of the table. That's why we're seeing more 9-ball breaks, actually, with this break, because as that cue ball goes back through the middle of the rack, it'll make contact with it.
Javier, yes, I will check with Christian. He is currently in a match about a microphone in the center of the room, but as for now, it is just the 4 tables being streamed on the Aux Billiards YouTube page. And it looks like some of those matches are being updated. Jonas is currently up 1-0 over Miguel. The Mason coach and Jesse Johnson match is not being updated. And I don't think the Simon and Masahiro match is either. But as we go through the tournament and the players get more familiar with the scoring, I'm sure that'll be a bit more accurate. Dan on this too would probably just draw back towards the 4.
You must add a little more angle, had to stun out there. I believe that's a 3-ball he's shooting next there. It's got to cut it into the corner. Yeah, that's the 3. Forgot we're using the blacks. That changes the things a little bit.
Yeah. Pink 4 and purple 5.
Yeah, the hard part about this is getting on the 4 ball with the type of angle he needs to get down on to get on the 5. I'm kind of guessing he's probably just going to float it in and come off the rail and be as straight as he can on the 4 ball to just send it down towards the corner. But he may be able to get enough action off the rail to play the 4 into the side pocket with an angle to come down. That should work.
Nicole is asking, is it all ball fouls? It is all ball fouls, yes. We are playing with the WNT rule set here. So all ball fouls, 3 foul rule, break box, and 9 on the spot.
He hit that one pretty good. I've noticed the Rassan tables here play pretty fast on the bed, so it takes a little bit of finesse. That's what I struggle with when I play here at Ox, is that the bed speed is really, I mean, it's hard to control.
Yeah, with the Andy cloth too, Christian and I have noticed that it seems that the cue ball rolls a couple extra 2 to 4 inches than you would normally suspect.
Yeah, guys at this level, though, they adapt that pretty quick. Yeah, see how that floated real nice down there and he hardly hit it? I can tell you I'm going to struggle with that when I get on the table.
Yeah, Dan's definitely finding his rhythm quickly.
Oh, and you've been doing it as long as he has.
Becomes second nature,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. It's like waking up in the morning.
A morning cup of coffee and a 3-pack to start the day. He's going to try to get under this, play the 8 in the side, I think. No, he's going to. Yeah, I don't think he hit that as good as he wanted. I think that was his plan, was to get underneath, play the 8 in the side, but now he's left himself a tester. I think you can see the edge.
Barely.
Hypothetically, I think he can cut it into that corner pocket. We're going to find out.
Yeah, he certainly went for it, and
That could have ended a whole lot worse.
yeah, if he didn't catch those close to the jaws, that would have been drained for sure.
Now, do you think he's going to try to cut this ball in, float down for the 9?
Yeah, I think so. I think you can kind of pick up the cue ball spot just to the right side of that side pocket there, and then you'll have the 9 in the side pocket closest to us.
As long as he doesn't overhit it, put too much spin, it won't go in the corner. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He overcut it for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough shot, especially when you're just getting going, haven't really gotten into a rhythm.
I think that might have only been Leo's second or third.
Second shot, I think.
Second shot on the table? Yeah, so. Not the easiest gimme to get your run started.
Yeah, you'd prefer to have a hanger. That would.
This hanger? Yeah.
Honestly, though, this shot is. I mean, the make is easy on this. It's
The position's going to be awkward.
Can be awkward because it's deep in the pocket. And
Definitely.
as I said, this table runs fast.
Going to go rail first here with a little touch of inside left, I believe. No, straight on the ball. Okay.
Left himself a little bit of a tester. He's on the rail. Great shot. You think a guy like Danny even still feels pressure as long as he's been doing this?
No. Short answer, no.
Yeah.
I think if he gets out of position, he shrugs a little bit, but he gets down and knows what to do.
Yeah, he's probably seen it all.
Quick shout out to our sponsors again. Q-Tech Q's is the primary sponsor here, along with Matchroom and the World Nineball Tour. We have Table Fitters, Billiard Service. They recently refelted all of these Risson tables about 2 weeks ago. With Andy Billiard Cloth, also a sponsor of this club. Sandro Menzel is on site taking photography for this event. And of course, Littman Lights, the best lights in the business for your pool table. I really like those lights because there's no glare, or when you tend to look up, you're not going to be blinded.
Yeah, some lights can get a little bit crazy, that's for sure.
All right, so Dan's here to break off rack 3. He's changed his position slightly.
Yeah, it went to the other side of the table. I think you're right. It must be that he wants his hand on that rail.
A little less speed on that one. Dry break again, but at least it's not a easy gimme for the one. Rick Marshall on the Matchroom page. Can you tell me the score of the Pickering match? We will try to get that information. I know they have been playing for about 25, 30 minutes now, so if anything, it'll be at least halfway finished, but we can try to find that information for you. All right, so Leo's opting for a safety here, which is going to turn out to be pretty good.
I think that was the right decision. He could have tried to bank the one, but it doesn't really offer much on the two. He was probably going to run into the 2-ball. I think Dan's probably going to do a 2-rail kick, try to catch the edge and just separate some distance. That 3-ball should hold the 1-ball in place when it makes contact.
Yeah, I agree. I like this option better than trying to jump. With the jump, you're not really going to get much control. This way you can at least control either the cue ball, the one, or potentially both here.
Yeah, he's going to try to separate the one down, or the cue ball down table. There it is. Beautiful. Leaked out, I think he's going to see the edge of it, but there's no pot here.
Suppose if he wants to go for the prosciutto cut here, he might be able to get that one. But yeah, you're right. It's not easy.
If he's got the room behind the 1-ball, and I can't see from here if he does, this is a good spot to kick and stick. Just hit this with a high ball and come in behind the 1-ball and send it down table. But I can't tell if he's got enough room behind it to do that or not. Yep, that's what.
I think he wanted to. He just caught the one a little too thin.
Yeah, that was his idea, and that's what I probably would have done as well. Try to hold that there. And he didn't sell anything out. Obviously Danny can see the whole ball, but I don't think he's going to attempt to fire this in anywhere. He's going to try to hide him behind that wall of the 9, 6, and 7. Yeah, that's what he did. I think he's going to... That worked out well for him. When you get a player of Dan's caliber with his pedigree and background, he knows all the tricks of the trades, and he's got those safeties down to a science. Guys like me and some of the other lower-rated guys, we may think that, and we're going to try to do that, but our cue ball just isn't as precise as somebody at that level.
We can envision it, but the execution may not be as great, yeah. Thinking probably a 2-rail kick here, come up on the bottom side of the 1.
Yeah, that's the best way to get movement out of the 1-ball. He probably won't hit it real hard, but if he hits it right, it can go in the corner pocket. And that's right where it went.
Well, yeah. Unfortunately, the wrong ball, but the right idea.
From here, I don't really see any serious problems, to be honest with you. This is about just Dan executing the shots.
Yeah, I think Dan will probably need to end up on pretty much where he's at now for the 4, maybe even a little bit lower. But,
Whoa.
Big draw.
All right, well, change of plans.
Spoke too soon.
Yeah, I bet he's going to try to fire this bank in. He's got the space. It's thin, but I think he could also play a 2-rail safety, leave the 2 ball somewhere down on the middle of the end rail. Nope, put it right in. And he's got the angle now. He can kind of get back in line here. Can't see if he's got enough angle. He's probably going to have to top this top right and come out 2 rails to get underneath the 4 ball because he wants to be as straight as possible on that to draw back for the 5.
That's pretty perfect. That's pretty perfect.
That'll get the kids to the school bus right there. That's a great shot. And that's the deceptive speed of the bed of this table because when he first hit it, it didn't look like it had enough to get there. Perfect. He'd actually got just a touch of an angle. I think he's going to draw out and play the 6 in the bottom corner.
And then probably follow that 6 to get the 7 on the top right, depending on the angle he gets here. A little short.
Yeah, he'd like another 6 to 8 inches at least. This becomes quite a tester, and I think he'll miss the 7 ball, which is kind of key. He may even play this into the back of the 8 to hold it to play the 7 in the corner. You really hate to hit balls unless you have no choice, but wow, what a shot. Danny is feeling his oats today. That was a hell of a shot. He's gotten himself in trouble twice and shot himself out of it.
Yeah, he seems really unfazed with these sort of minor positional errors because he just recalibrates and gets back into position.
Yeah, he's just going to stun off the rail here. Yeah, this one should be over. Don't want to commentate curse my boy Dan Louie, but if I had to put money on it, I'd say he's going to finish this rack. Like it had eyes. Well, he hit that one stiff.
Yeah, and he went back to the left side or his right on that one, and he actually was able to pocket a ball in that break. Unfortunately for the 1, but looks like he might be able to catch a hair of it on the right side.
Wow, he cut that thin. Jesus Perez asks, what bar is this out of on the WNT page? This is Ox Billiards in Seattle, Washington. It's not a bar. It is a pure pool hall, pool and snooker.
Yeah, we've got 8 9-foot Rasson tables here, along with 4 snooker tables. There's also a Chinese 8-ball table, which is sort of a hybrid between a pool and snooker table.
Have you ever played on the Chinese 8-ball table?
I have, yes. It's difficult.
It's a great game if you like to pull what's left of your hair out of your head.
Yeah.
That is a difficult game to play.
If you don't like cheating the pocket, it's the game for you. Absolutely.
Yeah, you're not cheating that pocket. Yeah, first time I ever played it was here at Ox, and it was insane how tight those pockets are.
We are located in Seattle, Washington, in the heart of the Capitol Hill neighborhood. Typically open to the public Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We have several leagues, several APA leagues playing out of here, as well as a members BCA division that plays here on Mondays.
I think Dan was trying to cheese the 9 on that shot. Not that I can blame him with the way it was set up.
Do you think Leo just tries to push the 1 behind the 5 here? Sort of a thin hit.
Yeah, I think he's going to... It's obviously a safety. There's nothing to go for here. You thin the edge of it and try to get down the other end of the table.
That's going to leak.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like I said, with as fast as the bet on this table runs, you've really got to be accurate on your cue ball control. And it was the right idea, just the execution was a little lacking. And like I said, it's tough with these tables. They're just really hard to get the speed down.
Doug asking, what nights do you have tournaments? Typically, there's not a bunch of tournament play unless it's pre-scheduled, but tables are open to the public Thursday through Sunday, and they're open from, I believe, 3 p.m. till 11 p.m. or midnight.
Rise in the YouTube and the WNT wants to know if there is spectator space at Ox to come and watch. He's local. There is.
Today, yes. Today there is. Tomorrow and Sunday are sold out.
So they go to the Ox website to get the tickets?
I think you can actually buy tickets on site here. I believe it's $20 day of. So if you come on over, we will be here well into the evening.
Oh, yeah.
Plenty of matches to go still. We are still trekking through round 1.
Yeah, I'm at the bottom of the bracket for round 1, so... Looks like Dan's going to be kicking at this 2 ball. Ooh, wow. Nice shot. Osaka's 1 block away. Well, get down here. Bring yourself a $20 bill and come on down and sweat the action. Hang out here at Ox Billiards. Like and subscribe.
Question, how long has Ox been around now? Ox originally opened actually before the pandemic in a different location and unfortunately had to close temporarily, but they've been here since 2021 in this Capitol Hill location. We are in a concrete basement, but it's a lovely place to play pool, and we've got a lot of good coaching in the area, so if you are interested in accelerating your game, you're more than welcome to contact Mike at oxbilliards.com. He is the owner and proprietor of the establishment, and he will hook you up with whatever you need to better your game. There's a nice shot from Leo there, and a pretty good position for this 4.
About as good as he could have hoped for. Yeah, basically, if you see I think it's a QFC on the corner, Ox is right across the street.
You'll see a green door, and you have to ring a doorbell, and it's sort of a little secret hideaway. But
it's open today right now. There is a doorman up there, so if you want to come in and sweat the action, come on down. Great bank. And he's going to get rewarded. 5 to the 6 is going to be a little tricky just because of the angle he's got. Crazy. I see in here somebody's a block away and didn't know it was here. That's just insane. And obviously they're pool fans. They're on the WNT YouTube page. He hit oh wow, I thought he hit it really well. Tried to cheat it just a touch too much.
Yeah, barely caught that point. Oh, congrats, Super Olga, on your USAM prelim win at Ox. Was that last year? believe Ox is also hosting the U.S. prelim here again. I want to say it's later this month, but I think it's actually at the end of this month.
Oh, wow. A rare miss and scratch by Dan Louie. Looks like it's, wow, there we go. 3 ball out, ball in hand. I think
Looks like his arm might have slipped a little bit on that one.
Could have, yeah.
Yeah.
And the floors can be a little slick as well if he didn't plan himself correctly. A shout out to Oxford. They do a lot for the pool community. They always have events going on here. They bring in superstars of pool all the time. So they do a really good job in growing the game.
We have a couple club-sponsored players playing in this event as well. Your road partner, Daniel Sardoncilio, is here, as well as Michael Deichmann.
Yeah, Mike D and Daniel Sardoncilio. I know both of them really well. Super good people. Let's draw back off of this one, play the 9 on the side. Oh. He got all of that one.
Yeah.
Still goes into the side, but it's a little bit more of a challenge. Looks like me shooting that thing. I'm your man if you need 27 feet of draw. Good shot.
All right, Leo's on the board. This is now a 3-1 game. Yeah, Sophia, a huge step in the right direction for our pool scene, absolutely. This is the inaugural tournament, so I suspect next year could possibly be bigger. It is a little bit difficult only because we have 8 tables, so I don't know if the 64-player limit had something to do with that. But we could also extend the days, so maybe not. But yeah, very much looking forward to this being a continued thing year to year.
I sure hope so. Got ourselves a safety break.
Somebody asked in the WNT chat, is SVB attending? He is not attending this tournament. The highest ranked WNT player we have here today is Tyler Steyer, followed by Jonas Sauto and Oscar Dominguez. But I am also excited to see Lucas Fracasso-Werner and Sam Henderson.
Yeah.
Because Sam is 17, and he seems to be on the up and up.
It's amazing seeing these young kids with the skill levels that they're coming out with now. It's just crazy. I watched Savannah Easton play in Vegas, and that little girl is a baller. I think she's only like 14.
Roadrunner? Is that her? Yeah.
Yep. Shout out to Team Lucasi.
Yes, congratulations on your Lucasi sponsorship.
Oh, thank you. I was very surprised that I got that, but shout out to Nick Barron. He's their CEO. I met with him down in Vegas, and Oscar Dominguez introduced us, and it's worked out for me. I'm real happy about it. So putting in a lot of work on the table. I'm playing 4 to 6 hours a day, 7 days a week. An unfortunate scratch on that kick shot that he, or bank shot he played there, because he did get a ball down.
Yeah, it seems like the 5 to the 8 may be the most difficult shot here, but not really, considering it just kind of natural cue movement will bring you into position for the 8.
Yeah, it's all about just giving himself an angle. And that starts right here. He's got a good angle on the 4 ball to get a good angle on the 5. I find that if I've got myself out of shape, for me, I'm going to be out of shape the rest of the rack until I miss or somehow get it to happen.
just enough to get around. It's a good spot.
He has got the speed of this table dialed in. Like I said, every shot that he shot like that, it seems like it's going to fall short, and he winds up perfect. He's going to hit this with a little bit of top, come straight down, check off the rail.
Someone in the chat is asking Ed, what is your Fargo now?
I'm at 492, I believe, is where I'm at now. And guy in the booth, wish I could play that. What's your Fargo? Yeah, I actually play so much because I work from home, and I've been playing pool about 4 years now. I'm one of those guys that when I go into something, I go in deep. So within a matter of like 3 months, I was already attempting to play in high-level pro events. So my robustness grew rapidly, and I took a lot of beatings. So...
Yeah, I was going to say your speed recently doesn't really seem to indicate a 492.
I appreciate that.
But you've been putting in the work, so.
Yeah, I played in a 610 and under event a couple of months ago and played exceptionally well. I beat a 608, 7-1. I just played really strong, so... my coach and mentor, Eddie Mataya, really good friends with him, and he's helped me a lot with my game. He told me that eventually it will catch up and to just keep doing what I'm doing, so I don't even really focus on what my Fargo is at this point in time. I just keep playing. Osaka says he's been struggling to find Fargo-rated tournaments in Seattle.
Yeah, there really aren't too many. I know I've had to travel up to Everett to go to Golden Fleece, or down south to Scratch Billiards or the Penalty Box to find those BCA-rated tournaments.
15th Street in Auburn will do some as well. My advice to you is since you're here in Washington, we have a couple of Facebook pages, Pacific Northwest Billiards, or is it?
Yeah, the Northwest Billiards page, and then I believe there's also a Pierce County pool players page.
Yes.
Those two are the two main ones that I also scope out every now and then just to see any local tournaments. The Northwest Billiards one will also encompass parts of Oregon, so if you're willing to travel, you can certainly do so. Pretty good break off from Danny here.
Yeah, he's got a good look at the one. Little bit of a mess down there with looks like the 5, 6, and 8 because of where the 4 sits.
Yeah, Stimpy's has a good tournament on Monday. There actually is a Saturday tournament at the 4Bs in the Ballard, Fremont area. They do a rotating 8-ball and 9-ball every Saturday. It's like a $10 buy-in. It's a pretty fun tournament. They have 4 bar box valleys. But yeah, if you're looking to get some robustness and experience, close tournament like that is definitely beneficial. Really nice cut and position, except that little bump on the 4.
Yeah, I think he's still favored to make the ball if he chooses to go for it, but getting on the 5 is going to be the issue because he almost has to be under it to play it in the side pocket. Catherine Duenis says she loves Eddie M. He's a really good and humble player. That's a fact. Eddie Mataya is a great guy. And his wife, Cindy's a sweetheart as well.
The WNT page, Big Dude Fish, is an online bracket. Yes, if you go to the Ox Billiards YouTube, you should be able to find that information in the description of the video there. Matchroom is basically casting from Ox, so all the information didn't transfer over, but Ox Billiards does have that info for you.
I think Dan's probably going to play it safe here. Yeah, locked him up. Smart shot. Osaka asked, does Ox host anything weekly? I don't believe they have any tournaments.
No weekly tournaments yet. I think we're trying to work up to that. I know there's a lot of league play here. They play league Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. But there's still public access Thursday, Friday during those league matches.
Yeah, you can come on in and check it out and rent the tables and get your game going.
Ox also offers a membership plan, so you get 24 access to the club, and members' days are Mondays and Wednesdays, so you can come play at a discounted rate. You do get an access card to get into the building when no one's here. Yeah, it's a good time. I've been able to improve my game just coming down here on those days and either sparring with some local players or just practicing my positional shots.
There are a lot of very good players that come here to Ox.
Been playing a little bit with Gus Targonski recently. Are you familiar with him?
I am not. No.
He's a 600 rated player, but we played in the mini Moscone that was held at Scratch recently.
Yeah. Yeah, that one, James Fox, I believe, put it on.
Yep.
I played in that with Jeff Jerome. Yeah, we didn't wind up facing each other, which is rare. Usually, if we're in a tournament, we wind up playing each other for some reason.
Yeah. I think like the 3 or 4 tournaments we've been to, you and I have faced off at least twice.
Yep.
So, yeah.
That was a really good kick that Leo did there. He got full contact of the ball. And he didn't leave a hanger. This is not an easy shot.
Looks like he has enough to back cut it. I guess the only concern would be the cue ball heading towards that tangent line of the side pocket.
Yeah. Oh, we're getting hate mail in the WNT. They said these commentators are beyond cringe. I recommend putting us on mute. If I had feelings, that might hurt them. Nice shot there by Dan.
I think he probably does a bit pull back draw here to run down that left rail. Have the 8 in the bottom right corner.
Yep. And if he overcorks it, he can play it in the side pocket. But Dan's
He did overcork it, but it's in the side pocket.
yeah. Go up to the short rail and back down. Oh, he's just going to cinch it. Yeah, it's far enough off the rail. Doesn't make the shot that difficult. There we have it, 5-1 for Dan Louie. Gorgeous George asks, is Dan a pro? He was at one time. He was a traveling pro. He is the only person to ever win a world championship here in Washington. Great guy, but now he just stays mostly local. Occasionally he travels, but not like he used to. Back for the break is Dan Louie. Brian says he gets pretty good results with the poke stroke. You can actually find videos of Dan Louie playing on YouTube, and I know there's one of him versus Earl Strickland and some other legendary players, and he's always had that stroke, and it's always worked for him, you know.
Dry break here, but not terrible. 3-4, slightly tied up.
slithering strokes as Dan strokes. Looks like he's trying to sneak up on the ball. Well, if I was potting him the way that Dan is, I would go ahead and stroke him that way. It's funny because, you see guys like Efren and Francisco Bustamante and even Shane Van Boning kind of has a bit of an odd stroke.
Yeah, Shane almost has like a little bit of a hiccup. As
he's got a hitch at the back end of it. Yeah. So I don't think there's anything as a perfect stroke. It's what you can replicate over and over again and be successful with.
Yeah, I agree. And, I think it sort of adds character to each player, that they're not just doing the sort of regimented stroke style, which, is successful for most players, but others find it to be a little bit of a hindrance, so they develop their own that works for them. And at the end of the day, if it's allowing you to win, then don't think you really have to conform to a certain style.
Yeah, don't fix it if it isn't broken, and I tried to emulate Francisco Bustamante, his stroke, when I first started playing, because I really liked watching him play. That was a disaster. It did not work out well for me.
Yeah, I know for me personally, there's particular shots where I actually need to sit slightly above the cue. For the most part, I do try to keep the cue right under my chin, but I think just looking down the shaft, it helps me pot the ball better if I'm just slightly elevated. So, yeah, it's sort of a circumstantial thing, and I think a lot of players just develop that over time or recognize like what a weak part of their sort of foundation is and try to correct it.
Well, and I think all of it, even the greatest players on the planet right now still have things that they work on every week. Good jump shot there. Looks like he might benefit from it if that 6 doesn't kick it. It kicked it out.
6 said, you know what? You're not getting away with this.
Two is in a funny position just because it doesn't clear the 8.
I think that's the best possible outcome for the angle and position he had.
Yeah. He could take a fire in the combo up. He is up 5-1, so it might be something that he does, or he could play a safe. Me, I'm terrible at combos, so I would have to think twice before I'd even consider it.
All right, so Leo has an opportunity here, back cut on the 2 in the bottom right corner. I think he can probably just stun over to basically just below that 3rd diamond to get back to the middle table for the 3.
Yeah. Cherry Japheth asks if we are from the USA. I am.
I am as well. Yes. Originally from California, but that was years ago. I've been living in Washington since 2001, so definitely consider myself a Washingtonian at this point.
Whereabouts in California?
Oceanside. It's like
really?
San Diego County.
Yeah, I was born in Oceanside.
Okay, that's hilarious. Yeah, lived about 10 minutes from the beach when I was younger. Moved out of that area when I was 13 and been up here in Washington since.
That area is beautiful, but boy, is it expensive.
Yeah, Camp Pendleton is right there. Major Marine base in the area.
There was also a Navy base down there for a long time at Pendleton. The NTC Training Center was there.
Paul Alexander asking, who's commenting? This is Zach Ross, and I am here with Ed Caufield.
Oh, Cherry wanted to know the players. Well, Dan Louie is from Seattle here. And Leo, where is Leo from?
I am actually, unfortunately, not familiar. I want to say the Pacific Northwest at least.
Yeah, I believe he's B&W. I know for sure that Dan is. He's had family here for a long, long time.
Sorry, Cherry, we can't keep talking about ourselves. So yeah, of course you meant the players.
Nicole says Portland area.
I like Dan's chances here for a leave on the 4. If he can bump. Yeah, this is good.
Yeah, I think he'd have liked another 4 to 6 inches, but I think he's okay. Your only concern here is running into the 5 and making it muddy.
Yeah, you risk sort of bumping that 5 up onto just the other side of that jaw there. But he handled that perfectly.
Not when he hit it like that. And he's going to have to play the carom onto the 6 here. He'll thin the edge of the 5, play the 6 into the side pocket. And he's going to shoot it just hard enough that the 5 is going to float down table towards that corner. Now he's got a nice angle to go 2 rails into the line of the 7, which is what you want to be doing. I always second guess myself on these shots for some reason. Oh, you might be trying to draw out of it to the center of the table. No.
I think you're right. He overplayed the line, but got the line on the other side.
Maybe he played for a short side. I mean, who am I to question Dan Louie? I mean, he's got a good angle to get on the top side of the 8. Just unfazed. The guy's like a machine. Just slide across the other side of the table and play the 9 in the same pocket.
Or if he overhits it, he'll get on the left.
Yeah.
No, but he played that to perfection. Get the bump off the rail there.
Yeah, a lot of players will make the mistake. They'll try to hold that ball and try to play the 9 on the other side, and you just can't. I mean, you can do it, but it makes the shot so much harder to make.
All right, so Dan, 6-1 over Leo here. Leo hasn't really found a rhythm quite yet in this match. Dan definitely capitalizing on some mistakes. I was stumbling around the internet and found an old AZ Billiards forum talking about Dan and how everyone just like any Dan Louie war stories, and all of them were just he's the nicest guy,
Yep.
most humble player I've ever met.
Absolutely. Just a super good guy.
Even getting in some action matches, just playing, no ego.
You know, the thing is, in my travels, all the big name pool players that I've met and associated with, 99.9% of them have just been wonderful, down-to-earth, regular fellas. It's just been really super cool to see that type of attitude from some amazing players.
And we won't say who the other 1% are. But yeah, no, it's, I mean, it's a difficult lifestyle, you know. You want to excel at the sport, and, you know, luckily there's a lot of change happening in the game that's allowing players to get paid well, and but being on the road is difficult, especially for such long lengths of time.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I've been on the road a lot since February, and living out of a suitcase gets old really fast.
All right, Leo trying to figure out how he gets on the 3 here. I think if he plays a high right, maybe, takes that spin off of that rail to head towards the 9-3. I'm just not sure if he has
Yeah, I think you're right. The problem is when you hit the ball with that much spin, it makes potting the 2-ball just so much more difficult.
Yeah, it might rattle around.
I might even consider playing a safety in this position. Try to get back behind the 4-6. Oh, he drilled it down in the corner.
Stop rolling. Keep rolling.
Just short. I mean, he might be able to catch just the paint of it.
Yeah, it's really hard to see. Let's go to this.
He had enough. A good pot. And from here, he's got a good opportunity to get out here. He just float up, push this in hard enough to float up table. What happened there?
He must have double hit.
They had to double hit with
Yeah.
That's unfortunate because that was a pretty nice pot that he had. And I think it was his best opportunity to put another game on the board. I think he overcooked that one.
Oh, yeah. That's burned.
Yeah.
Rory Byrne, have the same photo of Dan at my local pool hall, The Break. Where's the break located?
Rory, that's the guy that I played in the finals of the Gilligan.
Oh, no kidding.
Yep, I got him in the semis, and he came back and he beat me in the finals. Hope you're doing well, Rory. And I only know that because how his name is spelled.
So I think Leo might come between the 8 and the 9 here to get position on the 6.
Yeah, that's the easiest way. It looks like he hit it at good speed. Well, yeah, this table's going to take it too far. Hey, Rory, I hear you might be coming to the Seattle area soon. I've got a 9-foot diamond at my house that I'd love to play you some action on. I know you got a little cash in your pocket since you took some of mine. Is he going to get fortunate? No, he's not.
Yeah, unfortunately undercut that one.
Yeah. He's struggling a little bit. He hasn't really had a chance to get into a rhythm. He didn't leave anything easy for Dan. This is not a hanger.
Simon Ayers, this is the club that has the snooker tournaments. Yes, that is correct. We recently had the Women's Snooker Open. It was actually just a month ago, back on August 9th through 11th.
Just drills it like it was. And he's going to get, he's going to get enough to cut it. Wow. Tough shot, but I think the way he's been hitting him, I think he's favored to slide that 7 right down the rail.
Yeah, the only risk here is the back and forth on the side pocket, but I think if he plays it right, then he should avoid that.
Just a touch outside will pull it away from that side pocket. Oh, he went inside. Whew, that makes that shot much tougher.
And he's going to get lucky.
Wow. Dan is shooting well. He's gotten a couple of rolls, and Leo has just struggled because, like I said, he hasn't had an opportunity to really get going.
He might barely be hooked on the point. No, I can't really tell. He has enough to kick, I think, but it's kind of difficult to see from this angle.
Oh, Rory's already out of the area. Well, dang it. Rory, I know you have Secret's contact information because she's the one that put some of that stuff together. If it would be okay, I'd love to get your phone number from her, and next time we're both in some area, I'd love to get together and hit some around. Just let me know if that's cool to get your contact information from Secret.
Tim Burbage asking bracket. Yes, if you go to the Ox Billiards YouTube page, you should be able to find the bracket in the description of the video. It is digitalpool.com. Otherwise, you can search on digitalpool.com WNT Seattle 9-Ball Open, and you should be able to find the bracket. We are still going through round 1 matches, as there are only 8 tables here and 64 players.
Simon asked if there are many tour pros in this event. There are several, actually.
Yep, we have Tyler Steyer, Oscar Dominguez, Jonas Sauto, Georgi Georgiev, Lucas Fracasso-Werner, Nick DeLeon, Sam Anderson, and let's see, Raymond Linares is here. I believe there's a few others. Sergio,
James DeVee.
Is he? He's on the 9-Ball tour ranked?
Honestly, I know he's playing in a lot of their events. I don't know if he's actually a bona fide member of the WNT,
Sure.
but he does play a lot of their events.
Yeah.
And he is a touring pro. Nice shot. Looks like he's going to get another one on the board. Maybe he's getting that back arm loose since he's been able to run a couple of balls.
Yes, Max Eberly is here as well.
Oh, I forgot he was here. And I saw him earlier today. Max is a super good guy. Oh no, he hung the 9.
Max Eberly won his match earlier against Christian Zarate 9-1. He will be playing Aman Sunar later this evening. Very unfortunate miss there by Leo.
Yeah, those are the ones that are just a soul crusher.
Tiffany is asking who's next on the stream. I don't believe we have. Well, we actually might have it scheduled, but the last time one was scheduled, it got changed. So before I confirm with you, I would like to just double check. So we will check on that shortly after this match, and then yeah, we'll keep you posted.
Okay, we've got some other matches going on. It looks like Mason Koch is up 7-1 over Jesse Johnson. We've got Daniel Sardencilio just started in a match against Christian Youngers, and he's up 1-0. And Stan Tarango is up 1-0 against Ryan Carden.
For those of you who have been joining us this entire time, Christian Youngers was the other co-commentator. He is also a co-owner of Ox Billiards. He flew in from Virginia, where he recently moved about 6 to 8 months ago, to come hang out with us and put this event on. He set up all the camera work and production back here for us to give y'all a beautiful event. So definitely thank him when you can.
Yeah, Christian drew a tough draw for that first match. Daniel's a beast. I was actually playing him last night at my house. He was feeling strong, that's for sure. Daniel knows these tables really well. He plays here all the time. Nice little combo there by Dan Louie.
Little kiss, kiss.
He hit that perfect speed to do that. That's something that, probably 60 years of experience playing pool will get you as speed like that.
Fell out the positional line here, but I think the back cut is still on into the bottom right corner.
Nice shot. You're going to get 3 rail shape on the 4-ball.
Yeah, play a little bit of forward on this to avoid that side pocket scratch, but...
Yeah, you just float this one in. That.
You think he's either going to try to hold between the 6-7 or come out a little bit further?
No, I think he'll just float forward, because even if he winds up behind the 6 at that distance, he can see enough of the 5 to make it. I mean, he could hit it a little stiffer to come off the rail 8 to 10 inches. Yeah, and that's the problem with a shot like that is these pockets are tight, table's fast. You worry about hanging it in the jaws. It's in there deep though, so he's gonna have to come up with a shot to get back on the 5. Hit it good.
Yeah, I think this is Leo's rack, as long as he can stay composed and make sure that he doesn't fall out of position.
Mm-hmm.
Interested to see what position he leaves for the 7, given that the 8 is at the bottom.
Yeah, I was going to say, you almost want to follow it down, but got a little fortunate there.
I think he can cut
Can
this.
can he see enough of it to cut it?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so too, yeah. And he'll hit it and get 2 rail shape on the 7.
Other matches that you cannot see on either stream, it looks like we have a table 6 match, Dominic Orhudos versus Bo Bologna. Those are both local players. And then on table 7, we have Nick De Leon versus Melina Ortiz. Melina Ortiz, phenomenal Oregon player.
Mm-hmm.
She was here on the Northwest Cup team that Ox Billiards hosted last year versus Washington, and she had a 5-ball snap, followed up with a break and run. And the crowd here went nuts.
Yeah, I was watching
5-ball
it on
break.
the stream. Yep.
5-ball break was jaw-dropping.
Yeah, I watched the event on the stream. I had thought about trying to come up here to watch it in person, but for me, it's a little bit of a drive, and the traffic can definitely be a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of curious as to why he played that way. It would have been a little easier to top it into cheat the pocket and come off the short rail to make this shot a little easier, but you hit it good.
Yeah, he's recovering. As long as this can roll down a little bit further. Yeah, the cut is steep, but you know, you gotta take these opportunities now with the hill looming for Dan Louie.
Yeah, hypothetically he could play a safety, but yeah, I'd be going for it. That was a great shot.
Yeah, sometimes you need to take, even though you're behind, you kind of have to take that higher risk shot because you need to get the momentum back on your side.
It worked out for him. He got a nice love bump there on the 9. He's got a pretty basic shot. He's a little close to his work, but I think he's going to handle it.
Oh, almost rattled that same pocket, but the pool god said, you know what?
You can have this one.
You can have this one.
The shot on the 8 earned it for him. I'm debating whether or not of traveling down for an event at Sacramento at Hard Times later this month, the Brandon Crockett Memorial that Oscar Dominguez puts on.
Yeah, that's his pool hall, right?
Yes, yeah, he owns Hard Times, and I've already been there a couple times this summer, and it gets so frickin' hot down there. But if you get the opportunity or you're down in the Sacramento area or anywhere near, stop by and check that place out. It is an amazing pool hall.
Looks like Leo took a page out of Dan's book on the break there and has found some success, even though the 3-5 is a bit tied up.
He's got a way to get there, though. I mean, sometimes your only option is to play so that you can play a safety.
Yep.
You know, as much as I like Dan and respect him, I'd like to see Leo get a couple more games here to make this interesting. Just put some pressure on things.
Yeah, the first 3 matches have sort of been one-sided, so it would be nice to see Leo get to at least 5 and, you know, put some pressure on Dan, which I think he's definitely capable of.
A little bit of a stun there. That should work. He might be playing for the bank.
I think so. I like the bank here. I guess the only problem is maybe the cue ball not quite getting around the 9. I think he rushed it.
Yeah, and he jumped up a little bit there.
Yeah. Decent position for the 4. Unfortunate, though.
Louie CMYK says it's 5 a.m. Saturday morning Manila time. Welcome the Philippines.
Glad to see you up that early because I certainly was not.
The Philippines, where everybody is a 700 Fargo or better from birth. I swear, I do not know what it is, but they have the best pool players in the world. I mean, it's just crazy how many of the top 100 are Filipino.
Very much looking forward to the Reyes Cup.
Yes.
I believe that's in October.
If I had the money, I'd go.
Mason Koch, if you go to the Keith Cross asking what table Mason Koch is playing on, he's playing on table 2, or at least he was. It appears that they may have just finished, and the score looked like it was probably 9-3.
Yep.
But on the Ox Billiards YouTube page, we are actually sort of doing an NFL red zone thing going on here, where we have 3 other tables, as well as this commentated table being streamed. There's no commentary on that page, but you can still enjoy other matches here that we have in the room.
And we will say a few things if we get the time on those tables if we got a little bit of a lag. Got a great safety plate here, so it looks like Dan's going to be kicking this 5-ball. Just ginned it. What a shot.
Let's take a look at that replay.
I mean, that ball's not even over the pocket.
No.
He's just unbelievably good.
Perfect.
I taught him that.
Write that down. Oh. That was prosciutto.
I was going to say, Dan's just trying to stick the knife in now. I mean, good Lord.
All right, good recovery shot here. Just up and down. You can kind of let your stroke out here. I don't really see him getting out of position for the 8.
No. And me personally, I like to hit those with just a touch of inside, kind of help it roll in. And the 9 ball's in the way, so you don't have to worry about the scratch. Oh, wow. Well,
Yeah.
he didn't sell it out.
In fact, that little bit of a roll might have saved him. Yeah, I'm just not sure he's really able to shake it off. It kind of seems like the errors are compounding now.
Yeah,
it's really difficult to climb out of that hole once you start digging it.
Yeah, I've been there myself way more times than I care to think about, where it's just
absolutely.
like one thing after another. It's like throwing gasoline on a fire.
And then you feel great momentarily, and then it happens again, and you're right back to where you were. So like falling down the ladder. Yeah.
One real kick. Try to slide it into the corner. He's going to have to bend it a little bit around that 9 ball, so slight masse.
Looks like he's going to, okay, bend around that way.
Oh, he's going that way. Wow. So he's just going for a good hit and separation here. What a shot.
Look at that cue ball spin.
That's crazy. I would have never
Still
even
going.
I'd have never even considered bending it that way around. That's just insane.
Yeah.
But he didn't sell the rack out. He made a good hit. Now Leo's going to have to come with something.
Bank in the bottom right corner? Or...
Yeah, you might as well. I mean, kind of at this stage, just start firing.
Oh,
And he jawed it.
this pocket has not been his friend this
It is
entire
not.
match.
That's the third ball he's left hanging in it, and it just...
Yeah.
But I think being down 7-2, I think that was the right shot. You know, sometimes you got to force something to happen, or it's just not going to.
Yep.
The thing is, from here in the commentators booth, I never miss a shot.
Yeah, we're all as experts on the other side of the screen, right? I shoot 100% when I'm sitting in this chair, yeah.
It's too bad they don't base my Fargo off of that.
2 900 players in the booth.
Got a nice angle here to just float right above the 9-ball.
I suppose our combined Fargo is 900.
That counts.
Yeah, that counts for something, for sure. All right, Dan Louie is now on the hill.
It boils down to both of them are really, heavy competitors and they want to win.
Sure, yeah.
And in the heat of the moment, I think they both kind of feel they probably said some things they shouldn't have and behaved a way that wasn't necessarily the best. But when it was over, I think they were fine.
That seemed to be more of a solid hit.
Yeah.
Unfortunate leave, but...
Yeah, 6-ball came in and ruined the party.
It's ruined the party a couple times now. You think Dan pushes here, or are you going to go for the kick?
The question is, the push is, you're going to have you leave yourself tough anyways, but I would push myself.
I think so, too. Not sure about...
Well,
he can go between the 4 and the 6, so it's...
if I'm Leo right now, I give this back.
I think so, too.
Yeah, there's no...
There's no reward for taking it
yeah.
right now, right?
I mean, if you happen to hit it hard enough to fluke it in somewhere, the odds of getting back on the 3 are pretty slim. He's going to just try to peel the edge of this. Good shot. Is he going to get rewarded for it? Wow.
Almost?
Yeah, I think he can actually pot this ball, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's no hanger, and he's been struggling a little bit, so...
Yeah, this sort of little drawback shot is not easy either. You got to put a pretty big stroke on it while also controlling it.
Yeah.
Just like that. Yeah, too much power going into it.
Looks like he may have got coverage, though, from the 5-ball there. Dan might be able to see the left side of it. Just the edge. Wow. he couldn't cut that any thinner. Insane. The ball moved a quarter of an inch. Take a fire at the bank here.
Absolutely.
You got nothing to lose at this point in time. Hit it a little stiff, so it opened it up a little bit.
Yeah, I think one of the issues for Leo in this particular match is just a little bit too much power on some of these shots.
Yeah, if you're not used to playing on these tables, this is a finesse table. I mean, you can power it in, but your accuracy has to be 100%. You know, and it will spit them out.
So it looks like he's going to go 3 rails around to get in line for the 3.
And try to back cut this into the side pocket. As thin as he can hit him, it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah.
Overcut.
Gonna sink the 3. ADS, how is Dan Louie a 674 Fargo? Well, he doesn't play as often as he used to. And to be honest, in the Northwest here, we don't have a lot of over 700 players. And in order to breach the 700 mark, you have to play a lot of those. I know that Daniel Sardencilio just recently, within the last couple of months, went over 700. Blake Baker's over 700.
James
DeVee is over 7.
Stan.
Yeah, Stan. Stan's a legend, though. I mean, guys. And he's from Canada, I believe.
Correct. Yep.
They have another place they've just loaded with talent.
Yeah, actually, so we were talking about this earlier, but Stephen Folan had to drop out. I was looking forward to seeing him here, but yeah, unfortunately, no.
Well, I'll have to reach out to him. I didn't know he was going to drop out. I knew he was in the event, and I didn't see him. Oh, that's unfortunate. But, yeah, Stephen's a good guy. I played at the Spokane Open and played a Canadian in my first round, Mike Roberts. The guy didn't miss a ball. Just it destroyed me. And I could do nothing about it but sit there and watch. I didn't feel bad about it because, I mean, I didn't do anything wrong.
Sure, yeah.
It would have been one thing if I dogged a bunch of balls and ratted. No, he just crushed it. Good control there. It's a little straighter than I think he wanted to be.
Yeah, I think he can draw straight back, but he is reaching now, so I'm not really sure. He's going to go forward instead.
Yeah, I think you'd have a better chance at getting, as long as he misses the 9, yep, he's good to go.
Nice. Pretty much wants to be in the same position he's in now, so likely will just roll up 1 rail. A little wide, but
should work out.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of times in tournaments, you know, sometimes you catch your rated speed and sometimes you fall below it. Other times you rise above it. So while the number is an indicator of your potential skill, it doesn't always pan out that way. But at the end of the day, if you're winning, you're winning. So
yeah. This is a tough shot. Yeah.
favorable leave, but Dan can still cut this in that corner pocket and leave himself a position at 7 in the bottom right.
This one you kind of got to hit with a touch of inside to fight the scratch. Like it had eyes. I don't know too many 500 rated players that could make that shot and get shape on the 7.
I might be one.
To be honest with you, you're not. And neither am I. Got good shape here. Basically, I think he just pulls it back.
Yeah, pull back or just a slight stop. I think he's good. All right, for the match.
There it is.
Dan Louie takes victory over Leo Ott 9-2. Thank you all for joining us. We will have another match here shortly. I will be back in the booth, and maybe Ed will be as well. But yes, we will be back with you shortly, and I'll go confirm what match is up next. Thank you for joining. And thank you, Ed, for being in the booth.
A pleasure to be here. I'll be back if I'm allowed.